Hey guys, welcome to this video. This is part one of a three-part video series that I'm going to be recording in order to show you guys how to easily set up a WordPress site and get it running as soon as possible, right? So in the first part here, I'm going to be showing you guys how to set up your hosting, how to choose your hosting company. Then on the second video, we're going to be talking about setting up, installing WordPress and setting everything up. And then on the third video, I'm going to show you guys a really easy way to customize your WordPress site and make it look the way you want. So yeah, I'm gonna try and make these videos as short as possible and stick to the point while providing you guys with as much detail as possible and talking about important parts based on my personal opinion and also my personal experience, right? So with that being said, let's jump straight into this first video here. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you guys my personal opinion about 3 different hosting companies that I've used in the past. So this is not some random companies that I did some research about. These are companies that I've actually had experience with in the past, and I'm going to show you guys the advantages and disadvantages of each one of those companies, and what you need to be looking out for when choosing your hosting plan, right? And then we're gonna end this video by talking about the sign up process. I'm gonna show you guys how to sign up, how to choose your domain, and so on, right? So with that being said, let's jump straight in, right? So the first company that I'm going to be talking about is Bluehost, right? So if you've done some research on hosting already, and you try to find some of the best hosting companies and whatever, you probably came across Bluehost, and so many people recommend Bluehost. However, in my opinion, from my personal experience, they're a pretty bad company to choose for your hosting, right? And I had to move away from Bluehost after a year of using them, after actually 2 years of using them, because I had a really bad experience with them. So what I really don't like about Bluehost is how secretive they are about their pricing, right? Bluehost, in my opinion, is doing some really nasty things when it comes to false advertising. That's the best way to describe it. And this is pretty much the plan. I'll explain for you guys really quickly the marketing plan of every hosting company. This is important to know. So what the way that hosting companies work and the way that they encourage people to join them and pay for the hosting plans is by offering a very low priced plan initially, right? So when you go to Bluehost, or if you ever seen a Bluehost advert before, they will tell you that you will only have to pay $2.95 per month, and that is really cheap and so on. But in reality, this is all fake, right? As you can see here, it says $2.95 per month, but then below it says normally $7.99. Now, every human being that sees this thing for the first time, they're thinking, okay, so before the price was $7.99, but now they're actually having a discount and it's only $2.95 per month. I mean, that's what everyone would think, but this is not true. What they're trying to say here is that you're going to be paying $2.95 per month, but then after you renew your hosting for the first time, you're going to be paying $7.99. This is not a discount. This is just saying that initially you're going to pay this, but then when you renew, you're going to pay this. And this is what I hate about Bluehost, because they have this approach on every single thing they do, right? So let me just jump in and show you guys this plan. So what you will notice with every company, they have multiple different plans, right? Usually the basic plan will only allow you to have one website, right? And the plan after that will allow you to have unlimited websites. And I usually go with this plan because I like to have the freedom to run as many websites as I can. But of course, this depends on what you're trying to do. If you only want to have one website, then you can just go for the one website plan. And I'm just going to focus on this plan for this video, just so we can easily compare different hosting companies. So let's just click here. So it will ask you to set up a domain, but I'm gonna explain more about this in a second. So I'll just choose, I'll create my domain later. So here is the sign up process, right? So it will ask you for all your details and so on. But what I want to focus on is this part right here. So as you've seen, as we've seen earlier, right? They're telling you, let me just duplicate this tab so we can see it by side. So let me go back here. So as you've seen earlier, it says $295 per month. But in reality, in order to get that price, you actually need to pay for 36 months in advance, right? So these are the pricing options. In order to get that pricing of $295 per month, you need to pay them 36 months in advance, which is ridiculous, right? Most people would pay for 12 months in advance, because you want to try it out first, right? You don't want to, what if you don't like it? You're right. If you don't like the company, then you're stuck with them for 36 months before you can even do anything, right? So to me, that's ridiculous, right? So already here it's false advertising, right? They told us it's $295 per month, but in reality it's $295 if you pay for 36 months in advance, right? So today, if you buy this plan, you actually need to pay $106. But then it doesn't even end there. Look at this. Savings 181.44, 63% off, right? So here you're thinking, okay, it's a discount, so I'm probably going to be saving 181. So this is such a good deal, and I'm only going to be paying, there you go, I'm only going to be paying $106. But in reality, what they're trying to tell you here is that today you're going to pay $106, but let me pull up a calculator. But in 36 months, when you're going to be renewing this plan, you're actually going to pay $287, right? So after 36 months, when you're going to renew this plan, you're going to pay $287. So this is the trap, guys, right? And this is what I hate about Bluehost so much, because they always try to trick you when it comes to pricing. And I mean, I don't know anyone who likes to be tricked and have unexpected pricing when it comes to like buying anything at all, right? So this is what I don't like about Bluehost. And the thing is, like, once you buy the hosting and once you set up your website and everything, most people will not transfer their website to another company, because that's a long process. So they will end up paying for the hosting, even if it's really expensive. So that's how they make a lot of money. And in other words, they rip people off, right? So that's why I really hate Bluehost. Now, the second reason I hate Bluehost is their really bad support. Their support is absolutely awful. I never contacted the Bluehost support and got the answer I wanted. It's always like they either don't have any knowledge about what they're talking about, or they always try to charge you. They always try to find a way to get you to pay more, right? So this is the reason why after, I think it was after a year and a half of using Bluehost, I just had I actually had to stay with them for 2 years, and then I left. And then the company I went to after Bluehost was Namecheap. So Namecheap is, I told my friends that for me is the best company ever. Like, it's the best company on the internet. They have some of the best plans, really cheap plans, and they have amazing support, right? Guys, I can't stress enough how amazing their support is, or at least how it used to be, because I'm not with Namecheap right now, and I'll explain in a second why. But when I was with Namecheap, their support was absolutely exceptional. I once had a support member a member of their support team stay on live chat with me for 8 hours straight, guys. It was ridiculous. Like their support is absolutely amazing. That's all I have to say. So, and that's important, especially when you're dealing with technical stuff such as web hosting, and when you try to do certain things and you have issues. It's very important to have a good support team, guys. You're gonna need a good support team. So that's something to take in account when it comes to hosting. The three things that I recommend you always take in account is the price, the support, and the load times. Right, this is the factor, and this is actually the factor why I had to leave Namecheap, because their load times, and what I mean by load times, guys, is how fast the website loads. Right, so when you enter your domain and you click enter, that the amount of time it takes for the website to load, that's the load time. Right, so Bluehost has actually pretty good load times. But the reason I had to leave Namecheap, and I was really sad when I had to leave Namecheap, is because they have slow load times, right? So this, I mean, it depends, guys. So it depends on what you want to do. The reason why load times are important is for SEO. Right, so if you're trying to rank your website on Google and you want to do some really good SEO, load time is an important factor that you have to consider. Right, so if you want to focus on SEO, I recommend you choose a hosting company that has good load times. However, if you don't care about that, maybe you're running a project website, or maybe you're running a website where you don't care about the SEO, and I mean their load times are not ridiculously bad. Like, the website will load. It depends, of course, on how much media you have on your website, how many images, if your images are compressed and so on. But they're not ridiculous. Like, it runs good. And I'm actually, because I still have my hosting plan on Namecheap, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna set up the WordPress site. We're gonna set up in the third video. Or in the second video, I should say. I'm gonna set it up on Namecheap so I can show you guys the load times. They're not that bad, but because I wanted to focus on SEO, I had to move away from Namecheap, and I actually went to A2 Hosting, which is the third company I'm gonna talk about. Right, so A2 Hosting is a really good company, right? So their prices are quite high. Right, so if we go on shared hosting here, I'll just say I'll use a subdomain for now. So their pricing is actually quite similar to Bluehost, right? It's quite high, and they're also a little bit secretive, not too much, right? You see here they have the low price again for the 36 months, but what I like is that they tell you. So if I choose 12 months, which is $8.99 per month, they tell you here that you're going to be paying $52.86, but annually you're going to be paying $107. Like, you guys see how big of a difference this word makes here, because Bluehost is saying you're going to be saving that much, which that's false advertising, guys. I don't know if you agree, but that's false advertising. Here they're clearly telling you that today you're gonna pay this much. There is a discount here, right? But annually, so when you renew your hosting plan after a year, you're gonna pay this much. So they're upfront. You gotta give them credit for that. Not really give them credit. That's what every company is supposed to do. But yeah, what I like about A2 Hosting is their excellent support. So they have a really good support team. I've used their support team a couple of times, and they were able to fix any issues I had really fast. So I mean, so far the support has been great. They have exceptionally good load times, right? So A2 Hosting is known for their speed, right? Our speed, your success. So they're known for good speeds, right? So if you're planning on ranking your website and you want to do some SEO, then this is the factor that got me to switch to A2 Hosting. Their excellent load times. And finally, they have this thing, which is something that no other company, I haven't seen any other company which has this, is an anytime cancellation policy, right? So for example, if I buy this hosting right now, and this is for 12 months, right? If I decide after 2 months that I don't like it, I can cancel it, and they will give me back, they will basically do a calculation and give me back my money for the remaining months of my hosting, right? Which is really cool because you have freedom. You have freedom to switch to any to leave A2 and go to another company if you don't like them, right? Which I mean, that's amazing. So so yeah, guys, these are the 3 companies that I've used in the past, and this is my, let's say, review for them. I highly recommend Namecheap if you're not planning on ranking your website. If you don't care about SEO that much, then I highly recommend Namecheap. But if you do care about SEO, I recommend, this is the company A2 Hosting is a company that I'm using right now, and my website loads really fast. So I suggest you stay away from Bluehost. I mean, if you want to try it out, go ahead. But so yeah, guys, that's my review for the 3 companies. I do have links below in the description for each one of them. It is an affiliate link. I do get a small commission if you click on my link, if you guys want to support me. If you don't, then that's totally fine. But yeah, just go ahead and choose the company that you feel is right for you. But what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to show you the sign up process, right? And as an example, I'm going to use Namecheap because I already have my account with them. I haven't canceled it. I have canceled it, but I have paid for it for a whole year, so I still have it. So for the demonstration process where I'm going to be installing the WordPress site, I'm going to use my old Namecheap account. So as an example here, I'm going to show you the sign up process. So what you would do is, of course, choose your plan, right? So I'm just going to go with this one for now. And then what you're going to see, guys, it's going to ask you how you want to set up your domain. So with every hosting plan that you choose, you're always going to get asked about your primary domain, right? So what do we mean by primary domain? Is that's the domain which you're going to use to install your first website with, right? So if your hosting plan is only for one website, then your primary domain is basically going to be the domain for that website. But if you choose a plan for that allows you to install many different websites, right, then the primary domain is going to be for the first website you're going to create, and then you're going to be able to attach more domains later on for all the other websites that you want to create, right? So here you want to Namecheap actually gives you an option to go with a free domain that they provide, which is a .website domain, right? So if you want that, you can just go here, just select your .website domain. It's going to be free, and it's going to add it to your cart here. So this is our hosting price for the year, and then this is the domain here, which we don't pay anything for. And then you just continue, click continue, complete your purchase, and this domain will be the primary domain of your hosting, right? So so yeah, then if you want to use a .com domain, then you can actually go ahead and buy a domain from here. Is about 8.88. Actually, guys, I recommend Namecheap for any domains that you want to buy. Even if you don't buy hosting from Namecheap, I still recommend you buy your domains from Namecheap because they're the cheapest company, and they also have a really nice interface, a really nice backend interface which you can use. So yeah, in this example, if I was to buy the domain, then this domain would get attached to my hosting after I complete the purchase, right? Now the last 2 options, guys, I mean, this one is if you already have a domain with Namecheap, then you can just click this, and then you can sign in to your Namecheap account and find that domain, and it will attach it to your hosting after you purchase it. So you can do that as well. Now this last option, guys, and this is something I'm not going to be going through in this video because it's a more complicated tutorial, it's more technical, I should say, and also because I don't know if you're going to be buying, I don't know what company you're going to use for your hosting and what company you're going to use for your domain registration. Then I can't create a video to show you how you can transfer, how you can use a domain from one company on a hosting platform for another company. But if you do want a video for that, then just let me know in the comments below, and I can make a video to show you how you can point domains from one company to the other, you know, so you can let's say buy a domain from Namecheap and point it to your hosting account on Bluehost, right? That's possible. There's also so many tutorials, guys, on Google and on YouTube on how to do that. So it's not a difficult process at all. So but let me know in the comments below if you want a tutorial on that, right? So yeah, so you would just go ahead, choose whatever option you want here. You would add the domain to the cart and then complete your purchase. And then what would happen, the next step, guys, once you complete your purchase and you have your hosting, then you will get an email. You will get an email that will look like this, guys. So this is an email I actually received from Namecheap when I first bought my hosting with them, and it's just a welcome guide. It's going to give you the details for your hosting plan. And then what you want to look for in that email, guys, is your cPanel details. Right, so these are the details that you're going to use in order to log into your cPanel, and this is where we're going to be installing this is the dashboard which we're going to use in order to install WordPress on the next video, right? So you're going to receive an email, or maybe you're going to receive some instructions depending on your on the company you use that will tell you how you can get access to your cPanel, right? So once you do that, get access to your cPanel, and then click on the second part of this series in order to install. I'm going to show you guys how to install your WordPress website, right? So I hope this tutorial was useful, guys, and I will see you on the next one.